latest episode of Other Context live series. Today, our focus is on the ongoing tension in Benin Republic. Now, a lot of concerns as reported in the West African nation on Sunday, the 7th day of December 2025. Right now, what really happened in Benin this morning is getting more attention from across the globe, starting from the West African region, for example, Nigeria, one of the neighbors of Benin Republic. It is clear that Benin and Nigeria have had a relationship that spans for decades now. What really happened, for example, in Nigeria recently with a reported coup attempt back in October, which the Nigerian government vehemently denied that it really happens. But right now in Benin Republic, the military is divided following a reported military coup on Sunday morning. Now, the presidency in Benin Republic has announced that the president is safe and that the coup plotters were a faction of the Beninese army. And now the biggest army, the large chunk of the military in Benin is now reportedly to be in support of the current president Talon, who is now in the French embassy for his own safety. Recently, the Minister of Interior in Benin Republic has made an announcement. Mr. Al-Hassan Saidu said a group of army personnel launched a mutiny. It is not the entire Beninese army. What is really happening now is getting the attention of the entire global community because of the repeated coup attempts in West Africa. Recently, a lot of African nations, specifically within West Africa, you know that Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger have been taken over by the military. And now, a lot of concern after the Minister of Interior in Benin, Alassane Saidu, said that the President Talon, is actually in the French embassy in Cotonou. And then it is reported that took over have some issues because they are not representing the entire military force of Benin Republic. And now the colonel, lieutenant colonel, who staged the coup, who actually is appointed now the head of state according to the Beninese military. They said Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri is the one who is supposed to be the military head of state of Benin Republic according to the factional military that says that, look, President Talon's administration is not giving them the best. But right now there is crack within the army ranks because some part of the military in Benin Republic are actually under the control of President Talon, who is a business tycoon, and Benin is the largest producer of cotton in the West African region. And the president who is now in power has been one of the biggest businessmen in the country. And Benin borders Nigeria from the Lagos axis. Nigeria and Benin have a relationship that spans over decades. Now, following a recent coup attempt and a rumor of a coup plot in Nigeria in October, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration denies any coup plot actually happened. But right now in Nigeria, a lot of media organizations have reported that some military officers in Nigeria are in detention. They are going scrutiny. They are undergoing investigation over a alleged plot to topple President Tinubu's administration. And a former minister of President Muhammad Buhari's administration, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, has been also accused of being part of those that are sponsoring the coup based on the allegations that are out there. But wait, Mr. Silva repeatedly denies any involvement. And then on the other hand, the Nigerian authority said that, look, there is no any coup plot. But then there was definitely a military rejig, a reshufflement of leadership, military leadership in Nigeria. And following this latest coup in Benin Republic, people are asking the tough questions. What is really happening within the African continent? Look at what happened actually in Guinea-Bissau when President Embalo Siseko is reported to have been toppled by military in the midst of election after they gathered results. And Nigeria's former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had accused President Embalo Siseko Umaru of plotting the coup, like staging the coup just to see that he retains power after a fierce election battle that a lot of citizens in that nation were expecting to see the results of that presidential election. But then it was reported that coup happened. Now to the issue that is at the center of controversy now. The current situation in the capital of Benin Republic is actually tense because right now the army on one hand, the biggest chunk of the army, the president is now controlling it. According to the Minister of Interior in Benin, Minister Alassane Saidu, he reported that the presidency is still in control, while the other military have seized control of the Cotonou National Television in Benin Republic, showing that, look, they have already toppled the leaders. Now, it is enough time now for the African leaders to look at what they are not doing right so that this issue of coup can be addressed. If the military coups that have been happening in Africa will be stopped and the political leadership will take the bull by the horn to ensure that they tackle this issue of regional instability, the regional insecurity that is threatening the existence of the African population. It is quite a very worrisome development. You think about the instability in Libya, the instability in Sudan, what is happening currently in Guinea-Bissau, and the current state of things within the Sahel region following the military ousted president of Niger Republic, Muhammadu Yusufu. Right now, the global attention is on Benin. It really means that all the African nations, the African leaders must come together to address the fallout of the leadership that is now threatening the existence and progress of democracy, which should have been upheld. In history, Benin has one of the stable democracies in the West African nations amidst the ongoing tensions. And now this issue of coup will also ignite a lot of fears because the military that pledged that claim to have taken over the leadership of Benin Republic actually said that they have shut down their borders between Benin Republic and other nations, including Nigeria and Togo. And you know what that means. It means disruption of economic activities within the West African region, for example, between Benin and Togo, between Benin and Nigeria, and a host of other nations. This is going to disrupt a lot of things now. But now we are monitoring the development and what is currently happening in Benin Republic, waiting to see what really happens. But right now, a lot of people are in panic following that announcement. The national television uh, has been now divided. You know, the national televisions in that country, in Benin Republic, one is under the control of the current military that claimed they have took over the leadership of that country, and the other one is still paying allegiance to the president of Benin Republic, President Patrice Talon. Now, Talon is somewhere safe according to the presidency, and they said he is at the French embassy. Now, what people of Benin, the Beninese, are now looking forward is to see that they have a stable government. They are now hoping for a stability to be restored in the nation, because they are also thinking about their businesses in the country. And it is indeed a very big conversation now that is also taking the entire global attention. And why is it that the interval between the coup that happened in Guinea-Bissau, which is alleged to be a drama, a stage coup, and also the interval between that coup and what really happens now in Benin Republic is within some few weeks, actually. Yeah, and you think about the rumored coups that was allegedly floated in Nigeria to destabilize the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which the Tinubu administration vehemently denied. Now, it's up to African youth to see how they will address the issue of coup to move forward. You think about what is happening in Europe, in America, and other nations now. It is only in the African continent that people are having this issue of coup and all that. And think about what happens in other nations. They are enjoying a democratic government. They have guaranteed freedom of expression, contrary to what is happening in Africa. And people will be asking this question: when will the African military understand that democracy is better than the coup that they used to stage? Because whenever there is coup, a lot of things scatter in the country. You know, power is the issue of working for the people, is not for oneself. And if you look at what is happening now because of the coup in the Sahel region, there is big instability, especially when it comes to addressing the gaps created by the change of regime, the instability in governance. And you know that it is a big matter that needs to be addressed. Yes, because the leaders of those countries that pulled out of the West African joint task force that are operating within the Lake Chad region to topple Boko Haram and ISWAP, they have actually pulled out some of the soldiers that are working within the Lake Chad region. And it is also a setback to the war against terrorism in African continent. If you like what we are doing, you can join the conversation, drop your own comment, and we are going to read that loud. Tell us what you feel about these coup that is destabilizing African nations. It is indeed a very big issue and a very worrisome development within the West African sub-region. People are now waiting to see what will happen with the fraction of the army in uh, Benin Republic that claimed they have taken over leadership. Will they actually surrender, or are they going to be arrested? You know that if they are arrested, they are going to be court-martialed, and then they know the consequences will be death. The result of mutiny, the result of trying to topple a democratically elected government is actually severe. The penalty, they are going to be killed most likely if they are arrested, and maybe they, they, they will have uh, consequences of their actions. Now, the president of Benin Republic became under scrutiny, under immense pressure by the faction of the army that took over the leadership. They claim, but now it appears that the power in the country is divided. The president now is trying to regain control following that televised announcement by a faction of the army in Benin. The interior minister in Benin, Minister Alassane Saidu, has said that the president is now safe. He is in a safe location. He said that the aim of the coup plotters was to destabilize the country, which is one of the major producers in Africa. It is a big matter that will also show instability. You think about the insecurity that may have some resurgence, because they also have some issues of fight against terrorism, with some terrorists paying allegiance to militants and terrorists like Al Qaeda and ISIS, which is a big matter of concern for the entire people of Benin Republic. And this is the current situation that is actually on ground in Benin. You can tell us what you feel about this, and I think we have to take a little break, and we will come back in the next couple of minutes. Just stay there in case you're watching. We will be back in just a few minutes. Continue. The issue of military coup there in Benin Republic has been at the center of conversation across the world, not just in Africa, but in the entire part of the world. People are worried with instabilities that have been rocking African nations. We talk about the recent coup in Benin Republic, and also what really happens in Guinea-Bissau recently, with a lot of people alleging that President Umaru Siseko Embalo really staged that coup. It was alleged to be a dramatized coup. But now, those military officials that were alleged to have plotted a new coup in Benin Republic are under immense trouble, because it is reported by the Minister of Interior in Benin Republic that the military personnel that staged the coup are a fraction and do not represent the entire army in Benin. The issue that is now at the center of discussion is actually what led to that coup. The military always claim that they are taking over leadership to ensure good governance and ensure stability and economic prosperity. But actually, a lot of people argue that the military government is not better than a democratically elected government of any nation. You think about what is happening in Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, Sudan, and think of Libya. When will coup become a thing of the past? These are the tough questions that many people are actually asking. You can join the conversation by telling us what you feel in the comment section. We want to hear from you. What do you think about this coup and how this issue of coups in Africa will be addressed? It is indeed a crucial matter that needs to be addressed, especially when you think about the young African leaders, the young leaders that are within the African continent, the vibrant youths that are innovative. The youth in Africa have given up because of so many issues, and that is why most of them becomes refugees in other countries like the US, UK, and other European nations, because there is a little bit of instability, because there is a gap in leadership in the African continent, and that's why this issue of coup keep coming up, and that's why the military is always justifying what they are doing. But then nobody should support military coup, because it is something that also uh, impedes freedom of expression, freedom of association, and all that. It is a way to dictatorship, and that's why it is something that a lot of people believe that military coups are making matters worse than addressing the issues at hand. And now people are waiting to see what is really going to play out. The military there in Benin Republic is reported to have been divided into two. One faction is claiming that they have taken over the leadership under the presidency of a colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigre. Now, as is alleged that they have taken over power today. But then the presidency says, look, the coup plotters are not representing the entire Beninese army. And President Talon Patrice is under the protection of French nationals, because it is reported that he is at the French embassy right now. The big question is, why would they stage a coup in that West African nation right now? Why would they strike in a nation that has a lot of concerns across the globe? And it's indeed a thing that many leaders in Africa have called on authorities to step in. Tell us what you feel about this military coup that is now causing a lot of concerns within African nation. You can join the live conversation. Tell us what you feel, and we are going to monitor and talk about your own comment and your own text, because your own text matters, your ideas matters as well, and what you feel matters. You can join the live conversation in the comments section. Join the conversation and tell us what you feel. Do you believe that the coup plots in West African nations are foreign influenced, or you believe that it is just a group of some African military personnel? They are not being carried along in the leadership of their nations, or what do you really think is the problem, and how do you think this is going to be addressed? Tell us what you feel section. Join us and tell us what you feel about this uh, development as we give you uh, join us in the comment section. Tell us what you feel, guys. The real situation in the country right now is that people are waiting to see what is going to play out. Join us in the comment. Tell us what you feel about what is currently happening in Benin Republic. Join us in the comment section. Tell us what you feel. Tell us what you feel. Tell us what you feel about this coup. Yeah, join the conversation. Join the discussion and tell us what you feel about this coup in Benin Republic. Right now, a lot of people, including business community in that nation, showing their own concern because of what is actually happening. We want you to tell us what you feel and how these issues could be addressed. Tell us and give us your own take about this development in Benin Republic, and we are still waiting for updates. We are on top of the situation. We are monitoring the progress and development in Benin Republic. This news story from the BBC says Benin coup attempt foiled by loyalist troops, Interior Minister says. The Interior Minister in Benin Republic says that the coup in Benin Republic was foiled by the loyalist military officers. According to a latest report published just few minutes ago from the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, it says that Benin's interior minister has appeared on national television. Listen to this, it's very important. Has appeared on national television to announce that an attempted coup in the West African nation has been thwarted. Yes, it is clear that the coup has been foiled by the army officials that are loyal to the current President Patrice Talon. Earlier, a group of soldiers led by Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri had made a broadcast saying they had ousted President Patrice Talon and suspended the constitution. Suspending the constitution means a lot. It means that all the laws, all the provisions that is governing the leadership of that West African nation, Benin Republic, has been suspended by the military. Although the leadership of the country through the Minister of Interior says that, look, this issue of coup has been, and then the military officials that are involved are just a fraction, just a group. Social media. It shows that the military there is actually divided, and we are monitoring the development to see what is really happening in Benin Republic. tell us what you feel, and you can also join the you can comment, tell us what you feel about this. Interior Minister says attempt foiled. Now we are still waiting to see what happens to the military officers that were allegedly involved in the coup attempt. What will happen to the military officers? Yes, in the last few minutes, the minister says that they are in control, and this is the current situation. 7 minutes ago, wow! Now the military in Benin have arrested the people. Breaking news. There is a breaking news. The soldiers, the military personnel that were involved in the army attempt to take over and stage coup in Benin have been arrested. Benin arrested a dozen soldiers over coup attempt, according to report. AFP is quoting sources saying that about a dozen soldiers have been arrested following the attempted coup this morning. It really means that the military that is loyal to the country's president Talon is totally in control of what is happening in Benin right now. Now, the report just came in a few minutes later. It means that the military there in Benin Republic have done their homework, and right now to going to the extent of arresting those that are responsible for plotting that coup. I don't know whether they have also arrested the supposed military head of state, who is Lieutenant Colonel Tigri. Yeah. Right now, we are still waiting for more details. But this report that comes in right now says Benin arrest a dozen of soldiers over coup. It means a lot, and it means more win for the presidency there right now. Benin arrest a dozen soldiers over coup attempt, according to report by AFP. AFP is quoting military and security sources as saying that about a dozen soldiers have been arrested following the attempted coup this morning. One source told the news agency that 13 arrests had been made. 13 soldiers had been arrested, with another saying that all the detainees were soldiers in active service except one who was ex-military officer. Now, the thing is becoming more dramatic. Benin government said they are actually on top of the situation. According to the Minister of Interior in Benin, as we have reported, Benin's Interior Minister Alassane Saidu said in a video shared online that the country's armed forces had foiled the coup bid. Here is what the minister said. Listen to this, it's very important. He said, people of Benin, they are compatriots. In the early morning of Sunday, December 7th, 2025, a small group of soldiers launched a mutiny with the aim of destabilizing the state and its institutions. Thus, the Interior Minister speaking. Faced with this situation, the Beninese armed forces and their hierarchy, faithful to their oath, remain committed to the Republic. That was the Minister of Interior, Minister Alassane Saidu, speaking. He said their response allowed them to maintain control of the situation and thwart the attempt. Therefore, the government urges the population to go about their business as usual. This is from the minister. And then comes the that a dozen uh, military personnel have been arrested right now, and you know what that means. They will be court-martialed and they might be killed eventually. And this story is developing. This is the latest that we have right now on this issue of military coup in Benin Republic. You can tell us what you feel in the comment section. Tell us your take on this issue of military coup in Benin Republic, and we are going to read it loud and clear. Now, the military coup has been halted according to the latest that we have got right now. Tell us what you feel and give your own analysis in the comment section. Tell us what you feel about this as we are here trying to read some of your comments on this coup issue in Benin Republic. We are with you and we are going to give you updates and read what you say also, because your own opinion matters. Join the conversation and tell us what you feel about this coup in Benin Republic that has been now stopped by the military authorities in the country. Thank you very much for watching, and I think we are going to monitor the development and see what is actually going to happen. Are they going to marshal their military officers that were arrested for the coup, or what will happen? And this is what we are going to do in the next few minutes. We want you to tell us what you feel. We have opened the comment section for you to speak and tell us what you feel about this coup in Benin Republic. Thank you for watching this video, for being with us. We really appreciate, and see you in the next episode. Bye.